it's Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith.
Hey, this is Jay Music.
Hey, I'm Scott Snyder.
I'm Cena Grace.
And you're listening
to the Absolute Geek.
The Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek Podcast.
Check it out, Snoogans.
Welcome, everyone, to the best damn geek and nerd podcast in all the land. This is the Absolute Geek Podcast. I am Matt.
I'm Corbin.
Ooh.
And I am Lance.
Yes. If you guys can tell that this week we are running a different crew. I have Lance. Lance is currently crashing our couch or crunching our couch. And we got Corbin back. Another week.
Yes, sir.
Kyle decided to head out to Area 51, and then he tragically heard it got canceled, so he's on his way back from that. And apparently Brian stubbed his toe trying to run after a fresh nug, and he can't be on, so I brought on Corbin and Lance to hang out with us this Friday the 13th.
We're the B squad, Corbin.
Nah.
Call on reserve. Avengers West Coast.
Right.
Yep.
Thanks for having us, Matt.
You're the Young Justice. You're not even the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll take it.
Justice.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys filling in for us this week. It's an honor as always to have you both here. So we're gonna have a good time tonight, hopefully.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So, what's going on with Couch Crunchers? You guys, what are you guys up to, Lance?
Well, we just got word that we're going to be doing some panels in Tucson, which Mr. Corbin is going to be joining us up there. But we're pretty excited about that. And I don't know, man. I think everybody's just holding their breath until Joker comes out. I think that's the collective nerd podcast world right now. Is just like, come on, we need something else to talk about besides Disney and Sony.
Right.
True that. I'm tired of that one.
But no, it's good, man. We got a bunch of articles coming up, and we're just excited about the winter movie slate. I think it's gonna be Joker's gonna be awesome, man.
I agree. I can't wait. Super stoked.
Yeah.
Super stoked. Guys, before we get into it tonight, while you're all still kind of filing in here, don't forget we are on our road to 200 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Make sure to head on over to absolutegeek.com, or not absolutegeek.com, god damn it, youtube.com/Absolute Geek Podcast, and subscribe. And once we hit that 200 subscribers, Kyle is giving away that 9.8 slabbed book. So that's definitely something to be on the lookout for. But other than that, guys, so speaking of that, Lance, kind of what you just touched on, Apple had their big press conference, I guess you could say, this week, where they revealed the new iPhone 11, and they also gave us a little peek at Apple TV Plus. So that adds another streaming service to the list of all these streaming services coming out. So I thought that'd be a good way to kick the show off, is talking about all the new streaming services and kind of like going through them a little bit and maybe helping people decide which one is more for them, to kind of weed them out. Because look, doing the quick math here, you cut your cable, you pay $150 cable bill, you cut your cable because you want to save some cost, you get all these streaming apps, you're looking at about $150 again. So
right,
you're looking right. Like you're right back up there, cutting all those cords. So start with Disney Plus. Like Corbin, you said you had a bunch of people on Twitter in the Netherlands that are testing Disney Plus that have been posting stuff. So talk a little bit about what you've seen and what's getting you excited about Disney Plus.
So I'm really excited about the Marvel content exclusively going on Disney Plus. Apparently at launch is Spiderman the animated series and the X-Men animated series like immediately available, which is kind of cool. But they're also putting in the 1979 Spider-Woman, the 1981 Spider-Man His Amazing Friends. You have the 1994 Iron Man, the 96 Fantastic Four, Spider-Man Limited. So they're literally putting all of that Marvel Universe TV shows from the late 70s to the late 90s all on the Disney platform immediately, which is kind of crazy to me. I mean, obviously they have access to it, but a lot of these you really can't get, as I could be the first to tell you, without getting like bootleg or something like that. So it's kind of cool to have that there, in addition to obviously the movies. And again, this is just from the Marvel perspective. We're not even talking about the backlog of other properties that Disney has, along with, their own original content and everything. But you do have the Avengers movies and everything from the first three phases and all this stuff coming as well. But I think the TV shows just add that extra little bit of value, especially if all of these are going to be available at launch. I mean, right now it's only confirmed the Spider-Man animated series and the X-Men one. But still, those two are arguably, well, X-Men at least, one of the best like superhero animated series shows ever. I'd put X-Men right up there with Batman the animated series. Like, that's big.
If you were talking about animated series, it's definitely X-Men, Spider-Man, and Batman. I mean, those three are pretty much the comic animated series that made an impact with us in the 90s, But are you like, is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends really a draw for you? Like, I'm not that excited about it.
No, I was going chronological just by date. It's really not. I'm just saying it's cool that they're having those shows from way back when. Like, they're not just giving us the immediate stuff. Now we're going back 30 years in cartoon history or in, animated series for people who grew up, who were growing up in the 90s, who were, growing up in the late 70s, early 80s, that type of thing. No, not at all for me. I already have a bootleg copy. Thank you very much. No, I'm playing. But yeah. No, it's just cool that they're being at least thorough with that. They could have easily just put 3 or 4 of them and then just called it a day. Almost like DC Universe did. I'm sure we'll get to that later with their shows, where they just put a couple out, even though they had access to all of them and just wanted to play them out little by little as they went on. And then we're talking about the animated series here. So I'm just happy that they're kind of going from the roots all the way up.
I've seen that. I've read articles that people are saying they're gonna have gargoyles on there, the animated TV show.
Darkwing.
I would be interested to see if they have more classic stuff like that, like Tailspin and classic DuckTales and Darkwing Duck, and just kind of like those classic Disney cartoons. And I wonder if they'll have Disney's version of Doug on there instead of Nickelodeon's version of Doug.
Yeah,
that
cool.
Would clear a lot of my hard drive space.
Wow.
Right now I have all the DuckTales, all the Darkwing, all the Tailspin, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, all of that's on my hard drive. I'm going to be deleting it all if it's on Disney.
I mean, sheesh, sell it to me. No.
But, I mean, yeah, I think what makes Disney so appealing is that they're giving you so much for such a low cost. They're kind of like the anti-Netflix, right? Netflix, it says, hey, we're going to give you more, but we're going to jump up your bill $3 a month. But Disney's like, no, we're going to keep it at $7 a month, or whatever it is. And it's like, hey, we're going to give you all this stuff, but we're not going to rape you for it. I feel like they're going to detract a lot of people from Netflix for their offerings, especially that if they're going to put Fox properties on there. And they're also smart because they're having a package where they're rolling ESPN and Hulu into their little thing too for what, $12 a month or something like that.
I don't think the Hulu thing is that big a draw though, because it's still with commercials. If they added Hulu Prime into it, then you're getting something a little bit more spicy there.
I agree, but I have to push back just a little bit because I think just by having, you could say, let's say you had Hulu Prime, as you said, that's amazing. But just to have that extra value in having a third app or a third property or a third anything in there.
Right.
So you have ESPN. I'm sure that comes with this ads and whatnot as well. You have Disney Plus and you have Hulu. And yeah, hopefully they'll make it so you can upgrade, which will obviously jack the price a little bit. But you're getting more bang for your buck even then, because let's just say I'm paying for these two and I'm paying for Hulu separately. You know what I mean? Then it's still, I get what you're saying, Matt, and you're right. Like, it's not as big a draw, but I still see the value in, okay, but we have it available. Whereas, Netflix can go and say, hey, we have, I don't know, X and X show. Oh, by the way, we're going to be releasing shows every week instead of all at once for your viewing pleasure.
Well,
right.
that's just my thing. Is I'm a spoiled whore and I don't want commercials. I've come to the point where like I don't want commercials in my TV anymore. That's why I watch streaming apps, or if I still have DirecTV. If I watch TV, I wait for the show to record, and that way I can fast forward through stuff.
I'll let the whole show, like I'll click it to play, let the whole show run, and then come back and watch it after it's gone through all the commercials, and it just kind of skips right past them.
Yeah.
Like you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's cool. I mean, I did like even with Titans, I'll wait a week, then I'll have two, and then wait another week, and then have two. So I'll hop every other week just to have more binge worthiness, if there is a word.
Well, like, and that's the thing, like with Netflix that kind of kills me though too. It's just that binge worthiness. Is like, I know they were talking about bringing it to where they're gonna release an episode a week, like Hulu does and Amazon. Well, DC Universe. I don't know if Amazon does it so much, but like the Ranch, the season 7 of the Ranch came out today. I've already watched the entire season, all 10 episodes. Done.
I didn't know that it came out. I watched it.
Yep, done. And then then Titans. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Titans, and I'm like, man, I gotta wait another week for this. Like, it's a double-edged sword because there's times where I want everything right now, and then there's times where I'm like, all right, I'll wait a week.
I'd be okay if they, like, Netflix does a thing where they'll release like this season part 1, this season part 2. So they'll give you like 5 episodes, right? Mm-hmm. And then another 5 episodes or something like that. And Amazon kind of does that too. I think they just give you little short bursts. So you can still get that binge feeling, but you're not watching 20 episodes or 13 episodes in one weekend. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's ways to do it without me watching an hour and then having to wait, and then watching an hour and then having to wait. Like, I don't have the attention span for that. Like, I want to get it all. I want to consume it and throw it away,
Definitely get that.
I think
Corbin and I have talked about this before, actually.
Oh yeah, no, we've had that same talk because you're right. It's a common thing, and I think that these platforms have to kind of adapt to that as well. As far as how some people like to view all their content all at once, others do it separately. I enjoyed being able to binge watch The Boys on Amazon Prime straight through. I would not have had that same pleasure if I had to wait every other week, especially on a free Amazon Prime membership that lasted a month. And because of me being able to access all of it, I renewed that. It helped me even more. But imagine if you go on the game just a little taste, then you're CBS All Access.
You do the same thing Brent does. He gets the free month, binges everything he wants, and then cancels.
Well, for me, it's more like a test. Because if I like what I see there and I see value in it, then I will continue to come back. I'm not just gonna do like you're right, like the there's a word for it. I forgot. Anyway, being like the free trial whore, where I try it out and then I move on to the next and try it out. No, I'm not gonna do that. Last time I did that was YouTube TV.
Being a
I went
tight
to, like,
ass.
2 different. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, I call it trying to make ends meet.
A penny pincher.
But I would say a wallet cruncher. Okay, can I say that?
Penny
No.
pincher. Why don't you just get with the
penny
times
pincher.
and use somebody else's account?
That's true. No, but for me, that's what I mean. Like, Amazon Prime convinced me because I saw the content there and it was more engaging and they had all at once. And I was like, you know what? Fine. I consumed all of it. I enjoyed it. And now I'm a member just because I was won over. That's how I look at it. Like, it's a trial for them, but it's like more a trial for me because I have to see if I like where it's going.
Dude, that's,
But
Well, that's
to take
the whole
that,
point.
yeah, of course. But like, I actually buy into that, not just, I got 30 days of free content. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actively evaluating your site, what you have to offer, and this is a worthy investment for me, the consumer.
well, that's what I did. I own, let's see, I have Hulu, Netflix, DC Universe, NFL Sunday Ticket, WWE Network, and an HBO Go, and I only pay for one of them. and Amazon
Wow.
Prime. And Amazon Prime, and I only pay for one of them, which is the HBO Go, and it's attached to my DirecTV account.
Jeez, I need your friends, Matt.
I was about to say, where are these guys at? Because, yeah. You know, I mean...
I use Max's Hulu account and his DC account. DC just doesn't have enough to draw me in, man. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit, because they're getting ready to celebrate their 1 year of. Oh, we can talk about it right now. We're getting ready to celebrate 1 year of DC Universe, and so I know that there's already talks of them rolling some stuff in with HBO Max, like Doom Patrol, and I think Titans. Those are going to be available on HBO Max as well. So it's been a year of this app, and like you were kind of touching on, I don't think it doesn't offer anything like Netflix or Disney Plus is going to, or even Apple TV Plus or any
It's a specialty streaming service, just like your WWE. How many subscribers do they really have compared to like Netflix or Disney?
Yeah, probably millions.
You know what I mean? They have a lot.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying. DC probably has a lot too, but it's a specialty thing. Like, all they offer is what would interest their core audience, whereas Netflix is trying to offer something for everybody. Disney is trying to offer something for everybody.
Well,
DC
even at that point though, it's not. I don't think it's that. I think it all comes out to how much content do you have ready to go when you launch.
Right.
Okay. And so DC Universe, they had the digital comics, which I don't know how many people actually read digital comics on their TV like that. You do?
I tried it a couple times. I think it's cool. Is it something, I can't wait to go home and sit on my couch? No, it's not that. But, yeah, I've used it. But if we're talking about
TV, you read a comic on TV?
Yeah, they have couch mode now.
Maybe if they were like those motion comics where like the panels like moved and stuff.
It's like you use your remote, which isn't really all that cool feature, but you could set it to go every couple of minutes or whatever, and it'll go from panel to panel. You could read the page and actually analyze the artwork, and in some cases, it really brings it to life. Kingdom Come on couch mode, oh my gosh!
But they had all the old Batman movies, Batman Forever, Batman Returns. They have all the old TV shows, and so they had older content, but they didn't have a lot to draw in the newer generation that's coming to this. And even a lot of people that watch Young Justice, they're not much younger than us. Young Justice is kind of an old TV show, so there's not a lot drawing in that new generation. And yeah, they had Titans season 1, and I just think there's too much time in between their shows. Unlike Disney Plus, who's coming out with, at launch, you're going to get all these shows already and all this content. And even like HBO Max, you're getting all this content right at launch. Even with Apple TV Plus intrigues me because it's going to be all original content. They're making all original TV shows for this already right off the bat.
It's not going to have anything rehashed. They're not going to try to go and chase out existing properties.
So far, everything they've announced for it is all original stuff, and it's all with A-list celebrities.
Well, here's the thing, and again, this is just for DC Universe. I agree. All these other ones are moving up, and that's That's awesome. I actually think that if DC Universe had started the way that they have it now, I think they have more complete sets in their comics. They have more of their shows and movies and TV shows out. They have enough content now with the newer way. The model that they were using, obviously, as you referenced, wasn't, I would say, conducive to really a big following. But I think they shot themselves in the foot by not putting all the comics out to begin with. They have over what? I'm not even going to embarrass myself with a number that I don't remember. They had a certain set of comics at the very beginning, because that's when I first put it on. And I canceled because I was doing a month-to-month thing, because you would read 4 issues of a 10-issue storyline, and that's all they had. And there was no reason for it other than they didn't put it up. There was nothing tied to it, no extra hoops they had to hurdle as far as not getting up there. They just didn't have it all complete. You know, you had those Batman movies. They lasted a month, which was fine. It was for Batman month. There was the promotion, bam. Then, inexplicably, without communication, obviously we get it with them being tied to other, deals or whatever, they wiped them off the platform. Well, that's fine, but you don't communicate that with the consumers, with patrons. So then you have message boards going, where's Batman this? Where's Batman Under the Red Hood? You only have 4 or 5 premium, animated shows, movies that were really good. Under the Red Hood, Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, and a couple of Justice League movies that were pulled, then brought back, then pulled. And they finally got to the platform, or to what basically what Netflix does, where it announces what's coming, what's going. But you would think, having Netflix been around for like 5 or 6 years at this point, before DC Universe even thought of coming to existence, that DC would take some of that. Like, I don't think that they came into this having done their homework on what other properties and other streaming services are doing and how to best transition that over to them. Because if, as a DC fan, I'm not into Warner Bros. I'm just into DC. So this works for me. But the way that they carried on with it did not work.
Well, I think... Go ahead, Lance. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that they've been more marred in controversy than anything else surrounding the controversy with the way they decided to end the first season of Titans. They ended it an episode early because they felt like that cliffhanger with Dick being taken over by Trigon was a better way to end the episode than the way they ended the first episode of season 2, which is them getting into Titan Tower. And then you have just the stuff with Swamp Thing and kind of the stuff with Doom Patrol, and it's just like their whole year has been marred in controversy, and there's not a lot of content for people. So this is where I think the episodic or the weekly episodes kind of bite you, is people are going there to watch it, they watch the new episode, and then they get off your app. What else are you really using that streaming app for? I'd love to see numbers of how many people are actually reading the comics on there, because I don't think it's very high. And I think the fact that they're already talking about jumping ship and sending 2 of their biggest properties in Titans and Doom Patrol to HBO Max kind of tells you that they're in trouble. And they're not performing the way as good as you thought they were going to.
Well, and the thing with DC too, like, they canceled Swamp Thing so inexplicably, and then before it even aired, and then it airs, and people are like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good," right? Yeah. Weren't people actually? I didn't watch it, but weren't people actually kind of into it?
I was into it, and then I stopped watching about episode 3 because I was like, they already cut this, so why am I going to get invested in this? And,
right. That same thought you had was me at episode 1. I was like instantly lost because there's no future for this. I could watch it whenever I want. Nothing to really tie me in.
Right.
Speaking of that, I just got a notification from DC Universe literally just now telling me a season 2, episode 2 is available.
Of what? Of Titans?
Yeah.
It's good.
Just now on my
phone. I already watched it.
Or they said, "Hey, we hear you're talking shit about us on YouTube. We're canceling your contract." But no, I didn't pay for DC Universe, and in fact, I was considering it because they've been coming out with a bunch of animated movies. Like, I really wanted to watch the Batman Ninja Turtles movie, right? I'm like, it's probably on DC Universe. So I get Max's login, and I log in, and I'm like, it's not here. It's been out for 2 months or a month or whatever. It's not here. I didn't understand that when DC came out with a new movie that it wasn't going to be on the streaming service. They're holding it, and then they'll come out with it later. You own the property. Capitalize and try to make your streaming service as big as it is and put it on your damn network. Like Netflix, they sell DVDs of their shows, right? You can go out and buy Stranger Things season 1 on Blu-ray, but they didn't release that before they put it on their app. Like, I don't understand. Is there a huge market that they're selling these Blu-rays to people when those people you'll probably gain more subscribers by putting them on the app. I don't understand their logic. And whoever's running DC should be fired, in my opinion. The app specifically.
Yeah, it's like Michael just said in the chat. I was so excited about Swamp Thing, but I never even started it because why should I even invest into something that was canceled before it even started? And I agree. Like, that's kind of how I looked at it.
Yeah, fans. It's a slap in the face.
And who cares? Like, whatever the reason was, whether it was they were fighting over movie rights or they were fighting over, you know, how much tax break they were going to get from North Carolina, whatever. It's just they could have moved the production somewhere else.
You could have moved it to Florida.
Yeah.
You could have moved it. Like, there's plenty of swamps in the
Atlanta, you know,
country. Yeah,
anywhere. But
you can't go to Atlanta because all the political bullshit there. Like, you can move it anywhere. It's I don't know.
It was dumb. You guys, I mean, no real reason for it.
Lance Kirby asked in the chat, are they doing a second season of Titans? Titans season 2 has already started. It's 2 episodes in, buddy. Get with the program.
Check it out.
The hell are you doing?
That?
Lance Kirby.
I was confused. I thought you said I asked that.
No,
I was like,
no.
Dude, I just have a senior moment.
But I think right off the bat, like, it makes me. I don't know if there's enough, even with how the powerhouse that Disney Plus is, and like I said, Apple TV intrigues me just of what they announced, the TV shows they've announced for it, and the cast that they've got, and like they announced a reboot, a complete reboot of the TV show Ghost Rider, the old Nickelodeon TV show,
which I kind of got excited about. I watched that one.
They've got the morning show, which has got like Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston, and just like an incredible cast in it, and I'm excited about that too. And I just think
highest produced TV show of all time. Isn't it?
Yeah. And I just think that Disney Plus is gonna have that niche for Disney fans, Marvel fans. But at the end of the day, I don't think it hits Netflix's bottom line too bad, because it's just gonna depend on how good the Marvel shows are that they put out. And I still think that it's ingrained in us now of what Netflix puts out. Like, you get excited to hear that there's gonna be a Loki TV show or a WandaVision TV show. But still, you hear season 4 of Stranger Things is coming, you're going right back to Netflix. Like, I don't think there's enough there to deter you away from it. So the real question becomes, what are you guys looking for in this streaming services? What's going to draw you to one over the other? Or are you going to just dive in and take the hit and be right back where you were when you're like, I'm going to cut the cord, I'm going to get the streaming services so I'm not paying $150 a month, and you're right back there.
Well, honestly, the only reason I haven't even cut the cord yet is because football, like NFL football, is close to impossible to get when you don't have cable. Like, you can watch some games and local games and stuff, but the sports is really the only thing that's really keeping cable holding on by a thread. You know what I mean? If they could figure out a way to not have $130 NFL Sunday ticket for a whole season or whatever it is, and figure out a way to make it a streaming app like what Netflix is doing, I would cancel cable in a heartbeat.
I wish Sunday Ticket would give you like Sunday Ticket choice where you can choose, okay, I'm a fan of this team, I just want to pay for their games.
Right.
That's it. I don't want to pay.
Does baseball do that?
I'm not sure.
Can't you buy like Dodgers Network or something?
I'm not sure.
I know I'm not into Sunday tickets. I can't speak to that, but League Pass, NBA League Pass does that. We can just follow a single team or whatever. As it is, for the whole package, I'm paying what comes out my paycheck next week, $250.
$250?
Good God.
Yep.
I hope you watch a lot of basketball.
Well, yeah, I do.
But it's like,
how many teams does that get you?
Huh?
How many teams does that get you?
All of them. Everything archived, classic games.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty good deal.
That's more understandable. Like Sunday Ticket, you're paying $400 for all the games on Sunday, but that's it. You're just getting those games. You're not getting anything else. You know?
Yeah. Oh, no, I get those games. You get the replays. Yeah. You get both broadcasts, radio streams, all of that.
NFL Sunday Ticket is such bullshit, dude, because you don't even get to watch the preseason games. Like, I went on because I've never had Sunday Ticket before. We just switched to DirecTV. I get Sunday Ticket for free. I go on to turn the first preseason game, and it's not there. They're like, oh, sorry, this app doesn't work until the regular season. So they're so stingy, they don't even give you the 4 weeks prior.
You're a Cardinals
So,
fan, though. All your shows are going to be on TV local anyways. What do you
Yeah,
need
but I
Sunday ticket for?
watch a lot of football.
Yeah.
Like I watch at least 4 or 5 games every Sunday. So, and then I watch all the Thursday night games and all the Monday night games. Like I watch a lot of football. I am a Cardinals fan and I'm blessed to live in my state, but I watch a lot of football. I was so geeked about the Packers and Bears game, the first game of the season, and then that one was kind of a letdown. But I don't know. I don't know.
Michael Strauss says Disney Plus also has original Star Wars as well. They do have original Star Wars shows, but here's where I'm worried about original Star Wars stuff. Disney has shit the bed with original Star Wars stuff. They shit the bed with Solo. They shit the bed with. Okay,
right.
So,
I actually like Last Jedi.
do you really?
Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
I didn't love it. Well, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm not really their target audience, anyways.
Okay.
So I don't hold the original trilogy in this like godlike status like most Star Wars fans. But I walked out of the last movie thinking it had some cool cinematic sequences, like when they blow up the ship and it's completely silent in space and everything like that. Like I thought that was awesome. There are some eyebrow raising moments, like when Princess Leia's floating through the sky and stuff like that. But you know, I didn't understand why everybody thought it was as bad as it was, but I'm also not their biggest fan. So, but I didn't hate it.
But then
The Mandalorian though has Jon Favreau, and Jon Favreau really shit the bed on The Lion King.
I like The Lion King. I thought it was
No,
fantastic.
you did not.
I did too. I love The Lion King.
You walked out of the theater and you said this sucked.
It did suck. It had its
Oh,
moment.
man.
Like I don't know. It had its moments. It wasn't as
it's called
fantastic.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah. No.
It's
Couldn't
moment
be me.
with Seth Rogen. Because who hates that guy? Nobody.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right?
I'm sure people
The
do.
worst He's the worst actor in Hollywood, and people still go see his movies.
I don't know if he's the worst actor in Hollywood. But...
Okay, I might be a little harsh, but he's not good.
So
Yeah, he's not good.
So kind of what we were talking about, getting back here. What streaming apps do you guys think you're going to go to? What are you drawn to? Are you staying with all of them, or are you going to drop some? Like what's intriguing you? Which way are you going?
I'm gonna stick with Prime because you get the Amazon shipping and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Netflix, but I'll probably downgrade from 4 TVs to 2. I'll get the Disney pack, and then with Hulu and everything like that, and that's about it.
Do you keep Hulu Prime or do you cancel Hulu Prime?
I have a strong. Well, technically, my Hulu Prime is Max's, so I don't have to cancel anything. But
Well, I think you are canceling it because he said I already bought 3 years of Disney Plus bundle, so he's like, I'll upgrade if it comes with Hulu without commercials. So I think you're about to be watching commercials, bud.
No, we were talking about getting Hulu because we had it for a while and then we quit when we went back to cable. And the only reason we borrow Max's is to watch like their originals, like Handmaid's Tale and The Runaways. There's a couple other ones, but now Ghost Rider's coming out on that, so I'm excited about that too.
We good.
Which yeah, still, I don't know. Why wouldn't you put that in Disney Plus? But it's whatever.
I think it's going to be edgier.
Maybe.
I think Disney Plus is geared towards kids, and Hulu's going to be where they put all the more adult stuff.
From family-friendly content to this more.
Yeah, Hulu's going to be like kind of their where they'll put a lot of the Fox stuff. Like I think you're going to see Alien on there, the Die Hard movies. You know, is Netflix going to eventually lose those shows that they did partner with Marvel?
That's a great question. I don't. I don't
That
know
is
how
good. I'm
that.
not sure.
I don't know how the rights for those work.
So I know they have to wait 2 or 3 years to even reboot the characters.
Something like that.
Something like
usually.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I heard they were going to do a Defenders. They're going to do something with Defenders in the MCU.
Yeah, they've already confirmed that they have plans for the Defenders moving forward.
I don't care if they recast everybody from the Netflix show. Just keep Vincent D'Onofrio.
No, I think
Yeah.
you keep Charlie Cox too.
I didn't really-
Charlie's expendable in my opinion.
No way.
He's good, but he's not Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio was Kingpin. Charlie Cox was a good Daredevil.
You
But
tell
like,
me
there's one thing to have.
you tell
what?
me a better actor that can do the play a blind guy.
Ben Affleck.
No, my God.
Oh my god!
I said better actor. I said better.
Jamie Foxx. He won an award for it.
Michael says I'm keeping. Michael says I'm keeping Prime, WWE Network, Hulu, and Pornhub.
Wow.
Oh man.
I hope you're a Prime subscriber. I hope you're a Pornhub Prime subscriber. More
Did
power
you
to
see?
sir.
Did you see? I think it was Pornhub. They just applied for the naming rights to that new Miami stadium.
No, it was Bang
Yeah,
Bros.
it was
Bang Bros.
Bang Bros.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for their sound effects with all the shots they make and everything, and their big sausage pizzas.
Lance
Oh, man.
Kirby forgot about Pornhub. Can't get rid of that.
Yeah.
Gotta have that premium package.
So, kind of sticking with the Disney Plus theme, it was announced this week that Hailee Steinfeld is being looked at to play Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series. What do you guys think about that casting?
Love it.
Same. Think it's perfect.
I think she's fantastic. Ever since True Grit, I mean, she's a fantastic young actress, and she's the reason Bumblebee was as good as it was. I mean, Transformers consistently shits the bed, but Bumblebee was a good movie because of her.
Michael says free trial for a week, then create a new email. I'm up to about 85 now.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that earlier. You can do that with Hulu too.
Oh, that's funny. But I think that there was talk that, well, they were saying that the girl from, I can't think of the actress's name from 13 Reasons Why, the one who played
Oh, Catherine.
yeah, she played Hannah Baker in 13 Reasons Why. She was
I
supposed
liked
to be
her too.
she was supposed to be the adult version of Tony Stark's daughter and supposed to be in the rescue armor, and they cut it. So I would think she would have been a good casting too, but I don't know. Hailee Steinfeld, I think she's gonna do good. I'm just worried about the age factor a little bit.
She's a good actress, man.
She is.
Hailee Steinfeld's a really good actress, and even when she's playing in movies where it's okay if she doesn't put on a really good performance, like Pitch Perfect, she's still good. You know what I mean?
I loved her in
Like,
Pitch Perfect too.
I did too. I loved her in everything. There hasn't been a movie that she's come out with that I didn't like. She did that one with Woody Harrelson,
Edge of 17, fantastic movie.
fantastic, dude. And I watched it thinking it was gonna be a chick flick, and it was so good.
Yeah.
But Catherine Langford, is that her name?
Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah, I was excited when they cast her, and I was bummed to hear that it got cut. But they've didn't oh no, it wasn't the Disney stuff. Shailene Woodley wasn't cast as Mary Jane in the Disney stuff, right? That was
No,
Andrew Garfield.
She was cast as Mary Jane, yeah, in the Andrew Garfield one.
Right, and they
then
cut her too.
They cut. Supposedly, she had a cameo in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where she appeared on the porch right next to Peter's house after Mary Jane dies, or not after Gwen dies. Fucking Mary Jane. After Gwen dies, but they cut it out of the movie. Yeah,
I thought she would have been good too.
I agree. She would have been. I still wish I would have went with her over Zendaya in Far From Home and Homecoming. Not that, you know, her Mary Jane or MJ has grown on me from movie 1 to movie 2, but
Good, because it's a good MJ.
I like Zendaya. I don't know. I was a little annoyed that they jumped past the whole Gwen Stacy storyline. I was really hoping that when Disney went back to Spider-Man that they were going to be very like comic accurate. but in their version, Gwen Stacy just doesn't exist, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but we've already seen that Sony can handle a Gwen Stacy story, so I think it's pretty good that Sony will have Spider-Man back to set the stage again.
Can't
they?
I was about to say, can they though? I don't.
I was kidding. But no, but think about it. Think about it, Lance. At the same time, I'm glad they didn't do that and just kept with the way that they integrated him in the Marvel universe, because you would have these sticky situations like this that would have called for basically a reboot at this stage if they were to bring in Gwen Stacy and stay more comic accurate. And for Marvel, the way they've already done the universe, to bring Spider-Man in at this stage, they'd already taken so many liberties with these storylines from Winter Soldier, from Infinity War and all this, that it didn't make sense to then go comic accurate on that and then have to go find a way to kind of move past that as well. You know what I mean? With its own individual storyline there. So I get what you mean, and it makes a lot of sense, but I'm glad they didn't for the sake of the universe. Like, don't let Spider-Man's origin, everything that you have to shoehorn in, detract from the story that you're trying to tell. Like, bring him in, keep it moving, and then everyone's happy. So I get what you mean, but I'm kind of glad they kept it the way they did just for this time,
Aren't you the same guy last week that said reboot it all and bring back Uncle Ben and let him die again?
Yes, I think Peter has to kill Uncle Ben himself at this point. We already know it has to happen. But, I mean, it just has to be.
I think the Gwen Stacy storyline, though, is pivotal to Peter Parker's character. I mean, at this point, he's dealt with some loss in Uncle Ben, but you don't really feel that not angst, but that weight on him at all in these new movies. Like, he's just a happy kid all the time, and he doesn't really feel like anything ever bad has really happened to him. Like, really, heart-wrenching bad. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we were getting there, and I think that's what Disney was setting up with what happens at the end of Far From Home. Is now that his secret's out there, I think you're getting to where that bad shit is about to go down.
The emotional side of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gwen Stacy was pivotal in that, man. What I will say about this is that what Sony did in the second movie with the scene where it was straight out of the comic book, where Emma Stone hits her head and dies that was fantastic. It was probably the best part of the movie when he's catching her.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, it's I don't know if I'd call it comic accurate. It's very close. Because in the comic, she's dropped off a bridge. Here, she's dropped down a bell tower, and she doesn't when he thwips to grab her, he grabs her ankle and snaps her neck when he yanks her up. And in this one, she hits the ground and smashes her head and breaks her neck when she hits the ground.
Is that the only version of Gwen Stacy dying? Because isn't there a comic book where it was from a clock tower?
No.
No, they've done other battles symbolically. I think when Harry became the Green Goblin, they fought somewhere up there similar. So they kind of mix stories there. But even in that, I think with Spectacular Spider-Man, I'm not going to get the issue right. But even then, it wasn't like a confrontation there like that. They kind of took liberties there, for sure.
I really enjoyed that scene. As much shit as that movie had. Speaking of Jamie Foxx,
I cheered at that scene in the theater. Just because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and just to see that play out on the big screen, I never thought we would see it.
It was awesome.
Pretty good.
And
that movie was a masterpiece.
to kill your most bankable star in Emma Stone, because Emma Stone was on the rise at that point, and to kill her off, I don't know. That took guts, dude.
It did, but to be fair, Sony was going to apparently bring her back as Mary Jane Watson with a red wig, and that would have been the most ridiculous, but yet most look forward to thing I had ever seen. Yeah, this was this isn't even a rumor. I think it's had some legs on it, because the chemistry that she had with Andrew Garfield, obviously a lot of fans were that was what built up that Andrew Garfield Spider-Man world. It wasn't the villains, I'll tell you that. I'm sure you know. So they were trying to figure out how to redo that chemistry while staying true to it. So kill Gwen Stacy, but now who does Andrew Garfield have to build that chemistry with? Well, let's bring her back with the red wig. Ooh.
I think they went. That's where they went. They went wrong with that though. Those two movies is killing Captain Stacy the first movie, then Gwen the second movie. You just kind of man, it really is shitty to be a part of this family. For your last name to be Stacy, it's pretty shitty because one movie your dad dies, the next movie your daughter and sister die, and
someone's getting nerked. I'll tell you that. Someone's getting nerked.
Yeah.
Well, that's Dennis Leary, right? Play Captain Stacy.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like a red
He was
shirt.
awesome.
It's like a red shirt in Star Trek. If your last name's Stacy, you're pretty much guaranteed you're gonna die.
Oh, get me out of this if I'm gonna exactly.
That's awesome.
But kind
I
of.
don't know.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lance. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I didn't have a thing. I just said I don't know.
So, kind of sticking on the Spider-Man topic, the Toby Seabiscuit. Sticking on the topic here, the new news, and I know Corbin's excited for this one, that there is another the newest update in the Sony Disney war for Spider-Man is that Sony has come to the table to Disney, and this is just take it with a grain of salt because this is just hearsay currently, but Sony has come to the table to Disney, offering them a 30% stake and the use of Spider-Man and Venom in the MCU. I take that deal.
Isn't that the deal that they wanted? Like, I know people have said 50%, but I also heard that Disney asked for 30%. Like,
Yeah.
that hasn't been straight. Isn't that the deal Disney wanted?
Well, Disney wanted 50, I heard.
Well, I've heard
Like,
different
then
things.
they were gonna-
Yeah. I've heard 50. I've
Yeah.
heard 30. I've heard that they want to keep it at the 10. But I think Disney, if there's any validity to this deal, Disney takes this deal.
But do you think Venom is the because wasn't it saying that they had to take Venom?
Yeah, they want them to take Venom too.
Yeah. Isn't Venom the deal breaker for Disney? Because I don't think they liked a lot what they did with that character.
Reboot it. They rebooted Spider-Man. You can keep Tom Hardy and you can still reboot it.
That's true.
Even with Carnage, like you can reboot it.
But keep Woody Harrelson though.
But it's like we talked about last week. It doesn't work. Venom in its current form doesn't work because what are you going to go back and retcon that somehow Spider-Man got the costume before it attached to Venom? Like, it doesn't work in its current form. People are like, oh, I want to see Spider-Man in the Venom movie, but it doesn't work in its current form. Sorry, it just doesn't, because that's where Venom got a majority of his powers from, was attaching to Peter Parker. So,
Fucking Todd McFarlane, dude. Did you see what he said?
what did he say?
Sony Marvel split is what's best, says Todd McFarlane. Gosh damn it, I wish he'd shut the hell up.
Nah. It's like we said.
The people that say this hate comic books. Like, that's what it is. Like, anybody that says that Spider-Man is better off without Marvel doesn't give a shit about the source material. They're just, I don't know.
I don't know if it's necessarily that they don't give a shit about the source material, but it just Disney Spider-Man being with Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is what's best for everyone, and the majority of these major storylines he's a huge centerpiece in. So
Yeah.
it makes no sense for him not to be there.
They were framing
Definitely.
him as the next leader. Like,
Yeah,
they could have built an entire Avengers movie around him, like a Young Avengers type thing around him, where he's leading, like that show they did with the one with Drake Bell, the cartoon where he played the voice.
Yeah, I know.
Who was in that? It was Luke Cage. It was Nova.
Yeah,
They could have done a whole movie like that. And a young Nova, a young Luke Cage, done a whole movie like that where Spider-Man was the Iron Man,
Well, or they make it a Disney Plus show like they're already talking about with Young Avengers, and you have Spider-Man, but then you bring in Kate Bishop and you bring in, Nova, and you bring in some of these younger heroes. You don't even need to bring in like a young Luke Cage or change the ages on these other heroes. You can do it with different characters that have younger counterparts as well.
But I
would
would like to see a new Luke Cage, though.
I like the current iteration, honestly. I don't know.
Not a fan,
I
to be honest with you.
I liked him before he became like the end of season. Was it season 2? They only had 2 seasons of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The end of season 2 where he takes over the club and stuff, and he's all sitting there like now he's the new mob boss. I didn't like that. So if that's where it was going, good riddance.
That show just had a weird vibe to me, so I'm with you on that. I don't know. Also, the character, while he's interesting, I just not a fan personally.
I love the first season.
Yeah, first season was solid. I think that was more off of the strength of Cottonmouth being such an engaging villain, though, in my opinion.
Well, that's Marshala Ali.
It's greatness right there. Like, that's someone who translated, and you can see, like, I feel like I hate to use this analogy, but if you watch, like, actually, I'm not even going to use an analogy. You get people who just seem like they stand out even more. Like, the big movie stars come to TV shows, like, wow, this guy is, like, you could tell he's the big leagues. Like, that's how Ali carried himself throughout that. Like, I was tuning in to kind of see him, even though we know how the story ends up unfolding as it's going. But his presence, the way he carried himself, was so huge in that for me. That, yeah, Luke Cage was good. You know, what's her name? Claire Temple. I forgot the actress and the actual actress name. Yeah, Rosario Dawson was nice. I mean, these characters are great, but Ali carried that to me. Like, that was sexy. The strength that was really big on me.
When he dies, the whole show goes down. When he dies, the whole show went down when he died in that first season.
Exactly.
Because then they have, is it Diamondback?
Yeah. Oh my God.
When he came in, I'm like, this show just took a major shit. You know, they could have ended it right after Cottonmouth died, and I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, bring him back for the Defenders if you want. You don't need a second season to do that, and move right along. But no, they brought in Diamondback, and that ruined everything.
And I like Shades too. I thought the guy that played Shades was a really good actor too.
Oh yeah, he was good. I agree with that.
Yeah, he's Scorpion now.
Is he?
He's Scorpion in Homecoming. Yep. The dude who plays Shades. Yeah, the dude who plays Shades is Scorpion in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Oh no, he's not. No, he's not. I'm thinking someone else. Sorry, I'm thinking of the dude from
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Yeah, that I was gonna say. I'm like, that actually would work though.
Yeah,
that dude that played Shades playing Scorpion would actually really work.
Thinking of Breaking Bad.
He would make a good Shocker, I think. Not Shocker, Electro. But the new version of Electro, where he has all the scars on his face and stuff. Wait, is that Electro or Shocker? I always get those.
Yeah, Electro.
Yeah, Electro.
You know the one from the video game where he has the scars that are shaped like the.
Yeah.
I could see that dude that played Shades playing that guy.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, just give him a little New York accent. But I don't know.
So you guys are talking about Mahershala Ali. There's news and there's reports that Matt Reeves' Batman, they're trying to target Mahershala Ali to play Jim Gordon in that movie. What do you guys think about that?
I think that J.K. Simmons did a really good job. I would like to see him again.
Wait, J.K. Simmons in what?
He was
Jim Gordon in the.
Yeah, he was Commissioner Gordon in was it Batman versus Superman?
Batman versus Superman and Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was I forgot. I'm sitting there going, wait, what? No, he was good. I mean, it's a new I think if you're rebooting it, revamping it, you might as well get a new Gordon as well. Don't leave any vestiges from the last one, because there's a reason it's not moving on. So I liked it. It was good for those movies, but just like that Batman, that time, that two-shot pass. So, I mean, is it Ali in particular? I don't really have any huge feelings about that. Yeah, I like him as an actor. Yeah, it'd be a nice twist on a twist of a common property in Batman already, at least the way they're going. I heard it's supposed to be more of a detective phase, more in the long Halloween type feel. So if you're going to do it new. I'd rather have that than you bring in other, like, same actors from the other movie when it's not at all going to be like that. So just cut ties and do something fresh. But I think it's interesting for certain.
So were you pissed when they brought back J.K. Simmons to be J. Jonah Jameson?
Now, see, that to me was different, only because that was successful. He was one of the shining parts of that. Like,
there's no
when
difference.
I think
it's
of
same.
No, because that was. I mean, also it was a little fan shout out. I'm sorry, J.K. Simmons wasn't that huge as the Commissioner Gordon. I just forgot he was Commissioner Gordon. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't like that crazy, and I'm like, oh, bring him back. Like, everyone went wild when J.K. Simmons were brought back as J. Jonah Jameson here in the Spider-Man movie. It could have been anyone else. Have been weird. You know what I mean? That people were lobbying for that as soon as it came in. No one is going to be busting down the door for Simmons to come back as Commissioner Gordon. I will tell you that right now. Nobody's going to be that crazy about it.
He was good, so just bring him back. Nobody.
Yeah, but he was J. Jonah Jameson. He was just a guy playing Commissioner Gordon.
See,
I don't even have the guy that played him in the 90s. That guy's gone, rest in peace. But still, I mean, that to me was Batman. The Two-Face, that one big dude that didn't look anything like any Commissioner Gordon I've ever seen. But, like, that to me, because he's been in multiple movies, had that. J.K. Simmons just happened to be the guy in it. I mean, even bringing, what's the name from Dark Knight, from the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, that was more of Commissioner Gordon than Simmons was, in my opinion.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's an interesting cast, but
yeah, I was glad J.J. Jameson was an Ice Cube.
Yeah. It fits along though with that, DC's MO going forward or previously is that they go with the big name actors. So instead of casting a virtually unknown to play Gordon, you're gonna cast Mahershala Ali to play Gordon. It's I don't know. They want that. Chad says in the chat, I want to see another Constantine with Keanu. I don't.
Matt Ryan is Constantine.
I don't think you need a Constantine unless they're making a Justice League Dark movie. We don't need Constantine.
Yeah, he doesn't need his own origin story. I don't know, but Matt Ryan's really good as Constantine.
But
did we lose Corbin?
No, he said he had to go do something, so he said he'd be right back. But it's kind of sticking to. What are your thoughts on Shia LaBeouf playing Moon Knight?
See, I'm a big Shia LaBeouf fan. In fact, I was going to go see Peanut Butter
Falcon.
Yeah, I was going to go see it tonight after the show, but Anna, my wife, informed me that she wants to see it with me because she actually said it looked good. So, but I like him. I just don't know how reliable he is when it comes to the big franchise movies anymore, or franchise shows, because that one's going to be a show, right? Yeah. I think that you're going to want to cast somebody that you are, for most part, certain is not going to go crazy after one season.
I don't know how much of it is Shia LaBeouf going crazy. Is he crazy, or is he just a fucking genius? Like, because when he does something, he gets attention, and where the whole world sees him as crazy, like he's doing it as an art form. Like, he got so much attention just for sitting in a movie theater watching his own movies. And you had all these people when he was traveling around the country and he was just putting like GPS coordinates of where he was at, and people were going out of their way to like flock to him to pick him up and give him rides, and just the stuff he's done. I just think he's just looking for an artistic outlet, and I don't know how much of this is crazy as he's just a fucking genius.
Well, I know in Fury he was like yanking out his own teeth and cutting up his face and stuff like that. Like, I don't know sane people that do that.
He took method acting to a whole new level.
Right.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if he's got the wherewithal to do like the physical action like that's gonna take. Like, because even in Transformers, he wasn't doing a lot of fighting. He was just running a lot. He's got good endurance. But,
right. Well,
I think you cast someone virtually unknown and build around him for the Moon Knight series. I don't think you move forward with like a well-known actor in that one.
Yeah, I just don't know about him in the role. Like, I like him as an actor. I think he's great, but I just don't know about that. I don't know. Marvel's proven me wrong before. You know? So
yeah, but you're the fan casting guru. So who would you cast as Moon Knight?
See, you brought up Keanu, and I thought that was a pretty good idea. But
maybe if he went like a more in his career, rugged Moon Knight kind of type, Keanu would be a good one. But Keanu's in his 50s now. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, they're probably gonna want something young.
You
Let me
want
see who they
long-term.
got. Let me see who they're talking about online. Oh, Stephen Amell? Hell no. I mean, I like Stephen Amell, but he's just not that good of an actor.
I think he's good enough. He'd kill it.
Josh Duhamel.
You have failed.
Yeah, you failed the city. I mean, he already
Yep.
basically plays Batman in Green Arrow, so
Exactly. I'd go for Ben Affleck. I'm sorry. I had to stop. No, that's my last one.
Duhamel.
what?
Josh Duhamel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that guy you keep trying to cast for Wolverine, Lance?
Taron Egerton.
Could he do it?
He's I don't know. He makes a better Wolverine. I'm not willing to put him in anything unless it has Wolverine in its name.
I mean, I'm not gonna have a guy who played Elton John be my Wolverine. I can't look at you the same way. You went from singing and being the Rocket Man to I'm supposed to be scared. No.
Do we have to bring up Hugh Jackman's history and like Broadway plays and like?
Hey, he had a commanding presence then. Okay, I was still feared. No, I'm kidding. You're right. You make up a great point. You make up a great point.
He rocks.
I saw a movie. I love that movie. I loved his performance, and I walked away going, "He's not going to be my Wolverine ever in my book."
He rocked the shit out of The Greatest Showman. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, dude, Greatest Showman was legit.
No, I'm saying I like Taron in Rocket Man. I'm saying I liked him as Elton. I liked the performance, but I'm saying I walked away from that going, hell of a performance, great movie. He's not my Wolverine. But you're right. He did rock it as The Greatest Showman. However, his singing tour, whatever he did after that, he didn't rock that so much.
I give Taron Egerton a pass because he's singing all the Elton John songs in there. He's not voiced over. He's not lip syncing. He's actually singing all of the songs like Rami Malek. Yeah,
he sounds like him. Like those songs sound like a young Elton John is singing them. Rami Malek wins Best Actor and didn't even sing those songs.
Yeah, I agree, Chad. Glenn Danzig from the late '80s would have been a perfect Wolverine.
You know who would have been a great Wolverine back then if we're going that time? Chuck Norris.
No. Dude, Danzig is built like Wolverine.
Think about it though. If we're going like the corny, the Incredible Hulk stuff, Bill Bixby as Incredible Hulk and Chuck Norris as Wolverine. I mean, come on. You guys saw the Daredevil and Thor that they used for those crossover movies, right? Remember the trial of the Incredible Hulk and whatnot? It would have fit as some corny Marvel stuff, low budget. It's the 90s. We got to get some stuff out.
Get Sylvester Stallone to write the script and direct it himself.
It screams 90s, yo.
It
screams it.
I don't ever remember seeing Wolverine try to deliver roundhouses to people, so I don't think Chuck Norris would have fit that role.
Did you read Chris Caramount's late 90s run? No, I'm playing.
Chuck Norris for Iron Fist, I'll give you that maybe, but I don't know about Wolverine.
There's a couple fan castings for Moon Knight here that aren't that bad. There's one where Tom Ellis from Lucifer, Rami Malek, I see him quite a bit. Josh Duhamel, Jake Gyllenhaal,
No.
Stephen Amell, Kit Harington.
I like Amell.
A lot of these. He's not a good actor, dude. Go watch the episode he was in Supernatural. Is the same guy that he was in Arrow. Like he has no, and then watch him as Casey Jones. The dude has no acting range whatsoever.
But if you think about it, all of those roles, I'm not speaking to Supernatural, I don't know that well, but I mean, as far as Casey Jones and maybe it's not as grim as Green Arrow, but isn't the same type of archetype kind of role? Like The Rock is a high-grossing actor. He plays the same actor, the same role in every movie with slight variations here and there, right? Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, but The Rock, like people go see his movies knowing that it's not always going to be a great movie. They go to see those movies because they like The Rock. Stephen Amell, I don't know.
The best thing, I can't remember if it was like you guys and Couch Crunchers posted it, but I saw something on fucking Facebook or Instagram or something. It was like, this is The Rock in 3 different movies, and he's wearing the same fucking shirt, and he's in the same fucking jungle. He looks the same. It was like The Rock from Jumanji, Rampage, and one other movie, and it's like the same fucking shirt, the same fucking jungle, the same everything. Like The Rock plays the same character in every movie, almost every action movie.
Right. They played the trailer for Rampage when it was first announced, like the first teaser trailer or whatever it was. And I thought for the first like couple seconds that it was a sequel to Skyscraper. Was that the movie he did?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I thought Skyscraper was the sequel to San Andreas. Before they announced like what the movie is, I thought these were all sequels. And I know they've been talking about a San Andreas thing for a while, but sorry, my kids are being loud and distracting me. But they all look like the same movie. That's how Stephen Amell is. When he's in something, it's the same thing. Now his younger cousin, Robbie Amell, has more acting ability than Stephen Amell and may be able to do a good job. But are they too pretty boy for these roles, or does Moon Knight call for somebody that's?
I don't know. Have you seen that? Have you seen that Netflix movie that he's in with Adam Devine?
Robbie Amell, the one where Adam Devine gets frosted tips.
Yes, where he time travels through a photo booth.
Yeah. The Adam Devine as Moon Knight. Let's do that.
He can play the crazy schizophrenic part very well.
And that's the thing. I don't know if I buy Stephen Amell as a crazy schizophrenic guy. Like, maybe not even Robbie Amell. I don't know.
Chad said he want Kit Harington to play Moon Knight. Kit Harington's already cast in Eternals, though. And they don't really they try not to let their actors cross like that. So I don't.
Well, these are actually going to be in the same universe, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not going to be Kit Harington, but we'll have to wait and see. But kind of getting onto something I want to talk about too is, so I know you want to touch a little bit on it, Lance, when we talked during the week about the topics, is the Joker and how it's winning film festivals, and it just won one of the biggest, it just won top prize at one of the biggest film festivals in the world, and critics have been loving it, and it was really high rated on Rotten Tomatoes, and now it's all of a sudden kind of flipped. So with its current Rotten Tomatoes score, I think it was last time I checked, it was like 77%. Does that make you more intrigued? Because I've heard the argument where people say, when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes, if the critics are rating it high, the movie's going to be shit. If the critics are rating it low and the fans are rating it high, the movie's going to be incredible. So does that kind of change anybody's stance on?
I think that's the case for everything other than a DC or Marvel movie, because for some reason there's like this, I don't know what it is, but Marvel fanboys hate DC movies and DC fanboys hate Marvel movies. I don't know why this exists, but Marvel fanboys, like, there was rumors that Disney was like paying people to downgrade DC movies and vice versa. Like, I just think it's a bunch of angry Marvel fanboys that don't want Joker to be better than Logan.
I think it's people like us, not us necessarily, but people like in a position like us who do podcasts and talk about this shit, and fans they're the ones that drive that speculation of the hatred between Marvel and DC. Like, I don't think it's really there. It's there more of a fun from the fans in the standpoint than it is from the two companies. You know, I don't really think that. I think, look at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, or not Guardians of the Galaxy, but Suicide Squad. I know James Gunn was fired from Disney before and then signed on to do that, but they're still letting him do that. They're letting Dave Bautista go over, be a part of it. Like, they're letting James Gunn's brother be a part of it. So, like, there's all these characters that are contracted by Marvel that are going to appear in this movie. So I don't think that DC versus Marvel hatred is there. I think it's all fan created. I think.
Well, it's limited to the fans, right?
Yeah, it's created.
Yeah, I don't think DC. I always thought that those rumors were bullshit about Disney like paying people to do this and Warner Brothers paying people to do this. But I do think there's a pretty large group of fanboys that are just, without even seeing the movie, just downgrading it. There's some sort of pride. Like, you saw it with Avengers becoming the #1 grossing film ever, that there was just so much of this hatred spewed online. One of the websites, and I'm not going to name drop them here, But one of the websites that I visit regularly because they have
Pornhub?
a lot of no. Mangroves. So this website was just putting out article after article after article saying how the Avengers is never going to beat Avatar. It's never going to do this. It's never going to do this. Just hateful articles. And I'm like, and it eventually beat it. So they were wrong for one, but it just comes off as petty. Like, I, for one, didn't really care if Avengers beat Avatar. I thought Avatar was a shitty movie. It was basically live action Ferngully, but they like all this hatred to try to stop it from becoming the number one grossing movie, and then all these fanboys that went and saw it and just bought tickets without even going to see the movie again to make it the number one selling movie. It's all ridiculous. We're comic book fans. We're movie fans. Just like the movies for what they are. Who cares what studio they come from? Unless it's Sony without Disney, then don't go see it.
Oh wow!
Like I'm super intrigued by the Joker. In the Rotten Tomatoes score isn't affecting me, and I've heard a lot of people say, "Well, I want to see a superhero movie. I don't want to see some fucking artsy film." And I'm okay with it if it's an indie. If it has a very indie film feel to it, I'm 100% behind it. Like,
yeah, I am too. I mean, why do we need to see the same old shit over and over and over again? Like, why is it so taboo to try something different? Logan tried something different. Deadpool tried something different. Hell, the first Avengers tried something different.
yeah.
What is so bad about just trying something different again? The only thing I can think of is that people are either pissed that Batman's not in it, or they're pissed that they have this Logan set on this pedestal of being this amazing movie, and they don't want something to come to. I don't know. I don't know where it lies. I hope Joker is amazing. I want to go see a good movie. I've been out wanting Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker even before
Jared Leto or Heath Ledger.
Even before Heath Ledger was cast. I thought Joaquin Phoenix would have been an amazing Joker. I don't know. I just like comic book movies, though. I want them all to be good. I want to walk into a movie. I was super bummed I gave Fantastic Four with Miles Teller and all that stuff a chance because I want it to be good. But there's people that were like actively rooting for it to suck so the rights would revert back to Disney and all this other bullshit. Like, it's petty. Go to the movies because you enjoy the movie.
Chad says,
Leave the politics out of it.
Chad says Avatar, you mean Dances with Smurfs and Ferngully. Yeah, but see, I'm a movie fan. I have a love for the movies first and foremost, right. And then I'm also a comic book guy, so I look comic book movies. And I love all different genres of movie. I love a lot of indie films. So I think I don't care if Joker has any comic book elements into it. I want to see something fresh. I want to see something original. I want and. This character has so many different origin stories, and the possibilities are endless with him. So you can take him anywhere. If you just go into it and absorb it for what it's going to be, I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. And of course, you're going to have people that rip it apart because it's not a comic book movie. And I think the stuff you're hearing now is like Joaquin Phoenix was so into character that he'd walk off set at times, and he fought hard. He didn't want Thomas Wayne in the movie, like. That was one of the things he fought against, but he lost. But he didn't want Thomas Wayne in the movie. Like, they really wanted no connection to Batman whatsoever in this movie, and I think they just put it in there to appease people.
See, that's what I don't like. I'm sick and tired of these movie studios just thinking that they have to do certain things to appease people.
Well, there's people that have been out there that have seen this movie that said, there was no way at any other studio this movie gets made. And I think that's one of the, I personally think that's one of the things when they pitched this DC Black Label movie and they were like, we want to make this Joker movie. They're like, cool, but we need to have Batman in it. Well, we don't really want Batman in there, but they're like, Warner Brothers is like, no, he's got to be in there somewhere. And I think they settled with young Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne because it's something you haven't seen yet. You haven't really seen Thomas Wayne in a movie yet. So it'll be
for in 5 seconds.
Well, yeah, but it'll be interesting to see like how I mean, like full on Thomas Wayne, like in more than just getting shot in an alley. You know, it'll be interesting to see.
And one of the shows I'm watching right now is Pennyworth, and Thomas Wayne plays a pretty big role in Pennyworth, and it's really good because you watch Pennyworth and it's not a comic book show. Like the only thing comic booky about it is when you're watching it, the first thing you see is a DC Comics logo. But if anything, it could have just been like a spy thriller show.
Like espionage, right?
Yeah, and that's why I like it so much. It feels like a James Bond, like in his beginning stages type show. Like that's what it feels like, and it just happens to have names that I recognize, you know. But it's a really good show. It's a shame that it's on Epix because I don't really know how many people are actually watching it, being on that station. But it's a really good show, but it's different. It's not something that I've seen before in the comic book genre.
I think it is, though. They kind of ripped it off from Agent Carter because you kind of got the... What's up, Kyle? You kind of got the same thing in Agent Carter where, you know, you had Jarvis, and now in Agent Carter, Jarvis is like, you know, he's still Howard Stark's butler, but he's kind of like, you know, her right-hand man too, and the super spy in him and stuff. So you've kind of seen the same thing play out already in Marvel TV.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like, and I liked Agent Carter, but if you watch Pennyworth, they're different shows. Like, there's a more of a, and it might be because of the networks they're on, I don't know, but there's more of a grittiness to Pennyworth and kind of, and it's more subtle too, as far as what the action is and the stories and stuff. It's a lot more dialogue and things like that than Agent Carter. Agent Carter felt like a Marvel show. This doesn't feel like a DC show or a Marvel show. Like, it just feels like a good, well-written show. And the performances in it are really good. My biggest issue with Agent Carter, and Max, I've told Max this a million times, and I pay attention to the way things are like filmed and things like that, that they did like this soft lighting on Agent Carter through the whole show that made it look like a 70s porno. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all the lines were really soft and everything like that. Like, and I could never like get that out of my mind that eventually
you need to get off Pornhub, Lance. You spend way too much time on Pornhub.
It reminds me of some of the classic ones I grew up with.
What, porn? What
No,
classic? What classic porn did you grow up with? I want to hear this, Corbin.
I was referencing Lance's describing of the colors. I wasn't referencing my own inhibitions.
Debbie Does Dallas. I had that shit on Betamax.
I know not which of you speak. All right.
Yeah. Say stuff for Comic Playground, Corbin.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Lance. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh wow. Okay.
Hey,
I love this. Absolute roast up in here.
Hey, that was you last week, just flicking matches at me, trying to burn me.
That is true. I was.
So Kyle's on the chat, but he couldn't come on.
Kyle, Kyle. He's on his way back from Area 51. Remember, he went out there to join the raid a little bit early, and then they found out it was canceled. So now he's on his way back. So he couldn't make it tonight.
But
and like I said, and then Brian stubbed his toe chasing after a fresh nug. So yeah.
Have you watched any of Pennyworth, Matt?
I have not. I had zero interest in it. They showed a preview for it at San Diego, and I had zero interest in it.
So I did too. And when they announced it, I was like, "This is going to be so stupid." And then I got free Epix with my DirecTV or something like that, and I was sitting here because I work from home every Friday, and I was sitting here. I was like, I need something to watch, and I turned it on, and I got hooked. I watched like 4 episodes right there. It's pretty good.
I'm super.
And I don't hear enough people talking about it.
I'm super excited for Watchmen, the HBO Watchmen series.
Yeah, I plan to watch that too.
I can't wait for Batwoman myself.
Rorschach looks kind of stupid. I think he looked better in the movie.
Yeah.
Who? Rorschach? You mean?
Rorschach. Sorry.
So I think this one is set in modern times, and like I get that modern feel off of it. And the Rorschach, it's not really a Rorschach. I think it's a cult that kind of follows his ideals from like the first movie, and kind of the ideals from his journal, because it's a Rorschach gang. So I don't think it's the actual like Rorschach. I think it's a whole new set. The feeling I get from it is that maybe Ozymandias is gonna be back, but the rest of them in Dr. Manhattan, other than that, the rest of it is like new original characters. And I think it's that they're hunting cops, so I think these cops take up the persona of superheroes to try to hide their identities from being hunted. It's kind of the vibe I get from it. So
when is that supposed to come out?
October. Next month. I'm not sure if it's gonna be on Pornhub though, Corbin. So you might not.
Hey, okay. I don't know how it's gonna turn on me. All right. Oh man.
It might not be in part of your classic hits there.
All right, that's not what I meant.
Your classic tab on Pornhub there.
That's not what I meant. Gee.
Corbin
man.
likes to light some candles and get the lotion and set the mood, put on a little Barry White, and he's like, all right, we're only going to play the classics. And he just goes to the fucking classic tab, and away it goes.
Spray some scented oils in the air.
All right, guys. I don't know what we're doing.
A little bit of baby oil, and he's like, only playing the hits.
Yeah, gotta leave me alone.
That's why Corbin was not on at 7 when we were talking about the show. He was prepping.
I was sleeping. Oh man.
That's why when you guys go to Tucson, he doesn't want to get an Airbnb. He wants to get his own hotel so he can have his me time.
Hey, the walls are thinner in the hotel, dude.
Yeah.
Y'all give me a 3rd degree.
Can have his me time.
Oh man.
What did you expect when you came on here, man?
I mean, you're right. I don't know. I'd be crazy to expect anything less.
You got an easy week. Like, it's just me. Like, Kyle's not even here. Like, just think if Kyle was here, just how berated you would be getting right now.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a totally, yeah, you're right. Thank you for small favors to class. That's not what I was thinking.
I mean, you underhand pitched that one, so there's no way I can't just swing away on it. You know?
Corbin has the longest subscription list on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Okay. Lord.
I'm a subscriber. Kyle says, no way, I love Corbin.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. Oh, man.
Corbin lays down. He's like, only the hits, none of this newfangled shit.
Harry Bush.
Yep.
Back in my day.
If it doesn't have a giant 70s bush, I'm not into it.
Man, I've never seen Corbin blush. It's like 7 right there.
Corbin's that type of guy that gets excited about the porn parodies.
Okay, no. I'm not having you slander my name now, okay?
He gets excited about the superhero parodies.
Awesome.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, where Groot's a giant wooden dildo.
I have no issue.
He's all about that, huh?
No. I am Wood. I am Groot. I don't know. No, I'm good.
You probably
I am Wood. I am Wood. Hear me roar.
I hear you're a Patreon supporter to Bang Bros. You're a Patreon supporter to Bang Bros, aren't you, Corbin?
Me? Oh my God! I thought you were. No, I don't even know what that is. I hadn't heard it before yesterday.
You're all excited to have that arena named after them.
No, I hadn't heard of it before yesterday. I don't know what Bang Bros is. Well, I know now, but it doesn't matter. No. I'm a clean subscriber to the finest apps.
The finest softcore porn.
No. I'm losing my words, okay? DC Universe.
Corbin torrents softcore porn that used to be on Cinemax.
What is that one? Red Shoe Diaries or whatever. What is it called? What was that one on the? How gross, dude! That thing's like 20 years old and it still gets referenced up. I hear that maybe like once or twice a year.
Oh, it's classic.
What?
2 Girls, 1 Cup.
I never heard it. What is? Oh, nothing.
Michael says Bang Bros is too new school for Corbin. Oh, damn. Yeah, it doesn't have enough 70s Bush.
No, I don't need any Bush. I'm good.
You prefer a landing strip?
No. I'm just saying, 70s Bush, 80s. It's not really. It doesn't. Who cares?
Maybe you prefer the nasty little Hitler.
Just the little.
Yep, just the little in the middle.
No.
Dirty little Hitler.
No, y'all need to stop. Leave me alone.
All right.
It does end Corbin's tenure with the Absolute Geek. He's never coming back.
He's a good sport, man. He's always coming back for more. So
if I have to give it, I have to take it. Right?
I think the 70s Bush is where he crawls the line. You should have seen him last week on here, dude. Every turn, like he was flicking the matches last week, just trying to burn me. Like he was just flicking them at me, and he was trying
didn't
so
I tell you
hard.
the butter bun stories? Okay, there's a story. You need to know, Lance. And when you do, you'll see why I was trying to burn him. But it didn't work as well as you guys are getting me tonight. I'll tell you that right now.
Michael says, I'll take hardwood floors over shag carpet any day.
Oh, man.
Corbin likes him as bald as the day they came into this world.
Hey, man. I don't have a comeback for you. I'm done. Oh,
man. What else are we talking about, Matt? I'm looking at the list.
Oh my gosh! You put that up every time I come up here. At least one appearance of that mask. It really grinds my gears. Okay.
What else?
What really grinds my gears?
When people don't clear their search history before they come on your podcast.
What do you mean?
You Bang Bros.
I didn't. What did bang? I didn't do any Bang Bros.
I'm just
Bro, whoa! Oh, you're messing around with me. You must be.
I'm messing.
I was like, Bang Bros. What I do?
You
got me. Yeah. Oh man, no, I'm not a Bang brother. I will tell you that right now. I do not associate with the Bang. What? Okay. Okay.
So
associate with the Bang.
If you are that's a creepy mask, Max. If you guys are familiar with Power Rangers, we lost this week Robert-axelrod, who was the voice of Lord Zed in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He passed away. He was in his 70s. So, I mean, 70s it's still a big lifetime, but it's not. I mean, people are living to a lot.
Still young, dude.
Yeah.
It's still young, man. Like, people shouldn't be dying at 70s years old. I don't know. It's funny. I haven't watched that original Power Rangers, like with Lord Zed in it or anything, in probably 20 years. But yet his voice is still imprinted in my brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how impactful those characters can have on you in that type of way, you know?
Yeah.
And then DC announced Frank Miller's Dark Knight sequel, Golden Child, is coming to DC Black Label. Jesus Christ.
Yes!
I want to make that a GIF. I need to make that a GIF so bad. If somebody can make that a GIF, you will be my fucking hero. I need to just have a GIF of Corbin dancing.
Frank Miller is coming back. Mind you, he did a great first story, a horrible second story, a bad third story, but the fourth time's the charm. I am riding this wave. I am all for Frank Miller. Yes.
I don't think.
Give us a good one, baby.
I think his writing is outdated and it's.
Don't disrespect the legend.
You're not into it?
Not feeling it, no.
The art looks cool. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, the story supposedly, I guess, going to be about Jonathan Kent or about the son of Superman. I'm not really sure how that ties into Batman, but I'm excited. I mean, you can clearly see that Carrie Kelly is no longer Catgirl or whatever. She's full-fledged Batwoman. I kind of like the suit too.
Catgirl.
So,
I thought Carrie Kelly was Robin.
She was Robin, then she was Catgirl in what is that called? Batman: The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Oh, okay.
Then Batwoman. So now she's fully fledged. Now she's fully in that role. So I'm interested to see how it ties together. I think that the last one Frank Miller didn't really have a lot of control over, and it was a weird story anyway. Not that Frank Miller, after The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller's Batman writing has been kind of hit or miss, mostly miss. But I mean, that's my favorite iteration of Batman. That's my favorite Batman story. I'm still gonna be on the upside, looking forward to that type of to whatever Miller can do until he proves me wrong, which he's done again and again. But I'm still here excited. I saw it today and I was like, yes, all caps written out in red. I was hyped.
I'll pass. Hard pass.
I'm not in.
I want
so
that gift so bad.
I'm looking at the cover. What is with the gloves that she's? I don't know.
The artwork for, I'm telling you, after The Dark Knight Returns, the artwork for Frank Miller's Batman work has just been weird. The only work I've liked from Frank Miller, Batman-wise, after The Dark Knight Returns was Spawn Batman. And that was Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. That story sucked, but I love the artwork from Todd McFarlane.
It has a really like they have really big eyes, and it has a very like kind of anime feel, I guess.
It's really funky for sure.
So, real quick, moving on here though, because I mean that dance of Corbin's just completely blew my mind. What are you guys are both reading Hickman's House of X and Power of X, right?
I haven't started yet. I have it all on my iPad, ready to go. But I've been reading Absolute Carnage more. I don't have.
I missed last week.
Are you reading all the ties in for Absolute Carnage too?
Yeah. I'm trying to read everything.
Okay, Lance, look at you.
Look at Lance over here.
I really felt
Lieutenant.
I really fell in love with that first issue. So, and then I also downloaded the new Spiderman one. What's it called? Going Big or
the Carnage stuff. Like Venom is good. The Absolute Carnage stuff is good. Some of the tie-ins have been kind of hit or miss.
Really?
Like the Scream tie-ins have been kind of a miss, but the Deadpool one surprisingly has been some of my favorite stuff. I was just wondering. See, it sucks because I want to talk about the X-Men run and see what you guys thought about what Hickman's doing and how you think he's handling the characters, because I think some stuff took place in the issue that came out Tuesday that kind of take things into left field, and I'm starting to question it now. Like, I was on board, and now just the way he's handling one character, I'm kind of starting to questioning everything.
Really? Okay, I'm interested because I missed last week, so I don't really have any context to provide there. But I was mostly on board. I mean, as on board with like a full rehaul of a classic team as you can be. It was bold, but I mean, Hickman, if nothing else, has shown us that his writing is that, you know, with his work for the Avengers and stuff like that. So I was interested, and I've liked the first couple, but I've missed this one, so I'm not sure what direction you mean he's going with.
Well, like, because last week he left off with, he did something unprecedented in, like, I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Well, like I told you last week, kind of what happened. Like, everyone's probably read it right now, but he basically killed all off the core X-Men team. Nightcrawler, Cyclops, well, Storm was there. It was Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Wolverine. They're all gone. And now this week's issue, they kind of played on Magneto and Xavier going to talk to Mr. Sinister along with Apocalypse, and it's just the way they handle Mr. Sinister is very weird. They took Mr. Sinister. They took Mr. Sinister from this like hardcore deviant, like just dude who was all about gene splicing and mapping the genes and all that to he's very flamboyant, and he talks about how he needs to wear a cape. And it's very weird the direction they took. He's taken someone like Mr. Sinister. It almost feels like it's ruining the character to me. but I don't know.
Well, I know Jay, which I don't know how familiar they are with Jay, but I know he's like way into it. He's the one that told me that I needed to read it.
Yeah, I mean, up till this week's issue, I've been 100% all about it. But just this week's issue was just weird with the stuff they were trying to do, and a lot of the timeline stuff. Like a lot of these, I have to reread 2 or 3 times because like timelines are all over the place, and like you got one set in the past, present, and then future, and it's just weird. Like all the different timelines they're going through. But I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend the the Absolute Carnage stuff that's going on right now.
It's a change of pace though. Like Marvel's actually coming out with some decent stuff. It's been a while.
Well, and I mean that's a credit to the writers and their whole. I got to give a lot of credit to their whole Fresh Blood campaign. I can't remember what they're called, like Big 12 or something like that. They've got a whole campaign going right now about getting fresh blood into like fresh artists and stuff into Marvel Comics. So that's been really, really cool. And the covers, like the covers have been phenomenal. Like they've had the X-Men Connecting covers that I showed on the Absolute Geek page that I guess are kind of hard to get. Even this week's Venom is it's a wraparound cover. There's the front,
That's sick.
and there's the back of it.
Badass.
Yes.
That's why he's one of my favorite characters, is because of shots like that with all like the flowing lines and things like that. Like I have several pieces of art from Comic-Cons I've collected of Venom and things like that.
Like Donny Cates, man. Donny Cates is killing it right now, writing this story. And did you pick up any comics this week, Corbin?
No, I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to my shop tomorrow. I've been out, but I've already been looking at pods and looking at reviews early because I really am never spoiled. So I'm just happy to hear whatever you got on that because this week anyway. Long story short, /tires. It's been a rough week transportation wise. I'll tell you that.
Batman 76 Batman issue 78 came out this week, and it's a weird one-off issue. I mean, after last issue where you got the death of Alfred, and you had Bane snapping his neck at the end of the issue, to move on to like this is Batman and Selena Kyle on vacation together, talking about like their history and being in love with each other and shit. And you got I just love this shot right here. Bruce Wayne looking like Magnum P.I.
He does have that look.
Looking
too.
like straight Tom Selleck up in this bitch. So,
can I tell you one of the most disturbing things I've ever saw? I saw it last week. There's a picture
Corbin's
of
search history.
There's a picture of Tom Selleck.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta call Matt out for that. He coming for me again.
There's a picture of Tom Selleck online without his mustache, and it's
oh no, that's a tragedy.
Yes, it is not okay. Not okay.
But that's do you guys have anything else you want to talk about this week? Anything going on in your personal podcast that you want to plug, Lance?
No, I'm gonna start writing some articles. So as everybody knows, I'm a big toy collector, specifically Pops and Marvel Legends and things like that. So we're gonna start showcasing like different collectors from different Comic-Cons that I've met and stuff like that on the website. Ooh. So it's gonna be we're gonna have comic book collectors, toy collectors, things like that, and just kind of it's going to be like a showcase of just kind of figuring out like what makes them want to collect, like how do they get into collecting and things like that. So it's a big deal to me. My office, and one of these days I'll post some pictures on the website, but my office is just filled to the brim of vintage toys and some of the new toys with the pop figures and things like that. Like I just love toys, and I also collect retro video games. So, and I want to start incorporating that a little bit. I know, Matt, you're a big collector of comic books, right? And artwork and things like that. And
statues and all kinds of stuff.
I'm running out of space, dude. I have to find cabinets and shelves and all that to display all my stuff is in boxes in my closet because I don't have anywhere to display it. Yeah, I'm actually gonna build some shelves that I can mount up to around my room that are just gonna hold all my pops, because I'm up to like roughly 70 pops right now, and they're just stacking on top of each other. And
Jesus.
I know I just bought the whole Venomized line the other day. The new Venomized line is cool. Have you guys seen those?
No.
I did look at them online.
I've just bought Venomized Daredevil, and he's pretty badass, dude.
It's pretty sick, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anywhere to get a quick buck.
Huh?
Anywhere to get a quick buck to make anyone venomized.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, it's true. You're right. Sad, but I mean, they look pretty cool, concept art wise, you know.
But there's no history of like that in the comic books, right? Like a Venomized Daredevil or Venomized Rocket and Groot and Venomized.
No, I had an early storyline with Daredevil, Spiderman. I think it was like Venom Trial or something. But even then, Daredevil and the symbiote never made like direct contact or anything. It was just an early storyline in the mid '90s with Daredevil, Spiderman, and Venom.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole story behind the Absolute Carnage. Is he's going off everyone that's had that's ever worn a symbiote.
Right.
So
right. What did they like? Steve Rogers and stuff like that. Like he's had the symbiote, right?
I don't think he has. I might be
not that I remember either. Maybe
didn't they mention some big characters that he killed in the first Absolute Carnage, that they were finding bodies of some of these characters or something like that.
So they found a giant grave of a bunch of people that used to be like I know if you're reading all the tie-ins, you'll see later on like Scorpion was Venom at one point, and he gets paralyzed at one point because he's getting attacked by all the symbiotes and they like break his back, so he gets paralyzed. And Miles Morales has now been taken over by him, and it's crazy of all the stuff that's going on in those books.
Yeah, I plan on reading them all because I got really hooked on that first one. Let me grab this thing real quick.
But while Lance is grabbing that, I got to give credit where credit is due. And I kind of wanted I was kind of hoping that Kyle was going to be on for this, but I got it in the mail today. And any of you guys that have been listening to us for a long time know that is pretty sick. The Venomized.
It's badass, right?
Level. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
You can probably see it better right here.
Yeah, that's sick.
But I'd read a comic with that. What were you saying, Matt?
I was saying I got to give credit where credit is due. If you guys have been listening to this show for a long time, you know that we periodically talk about CGC and our experiences with CGC and everything like that. And I kind of told my story about my experience with CGC at San Diego Comic-Con, how I took my 193 Walking Dead there to get it signed by Robert Kirkman and graded, and just kind of like the bad experience I had getting the paperwork filled out, and the fact that she dropped my book and damaged the corner of my book and tore it up, and then told me it would just press out. Well, I don't think it's going to just press out. I don't think it would just press out, but I got to give props. It looks like they replaced it. I got it back in the mail today, 9.8.
Wow.
So, signed by Robert Kirkman.
They replaced the corner?
They replaced the book. So, this isn't my book because the one I brought she damaged, but it looks like they replaced the book because there's no damage to the corners.
How'd they get it? They got it signed again?
Well, so what you had to do is you took the book there and dropped it off to them, and they did what's called a signature series. And so that means that they just take a stack of books to the writer or artist, and they just sign, and then they put your paperwork there and they ship your book off. So when I was doing that and I dropped off my book to get signed, she dropped it on the corner and it like tore the corner up, and it was really bad. And I kind of flipped out on her. I was like, you need to replace this book now, or you need to go to the image booth and buy me one of the exclusives. And she was like, no, we'll press it. It'll press out. And I got when I got the email that they received it, they said that there was no damage to the book, and that they weren't going to replace it. So they must have replaced it there already, or she replaced it. But 9.8 signed by him. They even gave me the Walking Dead like top label with Negan and Lucille.
That's it.
I got to give credit where credit is due that they did that, and pretty stoked about it. So this is my first and only CGC graded book.
Would you do that again?
Probably not.
Okay.
How much is it to get something graded like that?
So the signature was 30, and then the grading and encapsulating and shipping was 45. So, and it took about I got this signed on the 19th of July. They received the book the 2nd of August, and I just got it back today. So it wasn't too bad turnaround, but I probably wouldn't do it again. I'll just, if I want something that's graded, I'll look for it already graded after it comes out.
Well, it makes sense to do that if you get stuff signed, right? Like it makes sense to get it encapsulated and all those things, right?
Well, I mean, I normally don't. Like, I have a ton of signed shit on my walls and all that. Like, everything that's on my walls is signed, and I like to display it because it's just for me. I don't really have an intention of selling it unless I get in a real tight situation. But like this is the final issue of Walking Dead, and I was like, you know what? To have him sign it and encapsulate it just made sense to me because it's the final issue. Like, and this book has been so, like, as far as like it's got cultural significance moving forward in the comic book community, and it's one of those books that's going to be talked about for years to come.
Yeah, it's not coming back. I get that.
Yeah.
It is the end of, like, I might get Frank Miller's last Batman Dark Knight Returns. I'm just kidding. But I see what you mean. Like, it's important, just on a comic cultural significance.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten Gotham by Gaslight signed and CGC'd yet, Corbin.
I have it signed.
No.
Not CGC'd yet, but I have it signed. I have it in my closet right now. It's one of the only things to not get damaged from my water heater accident. And I have the first volume of ElfQuest signed as well.
You know what you should get signed and CGC'd?
What? Dude, I kid you not. No, quarter houses, no, but thank you. Thank you, though. Just gonna harm me today. I'm gonna get you back, man.
But yeah, I just wanted to give credit where credit's due because we've been pretty hard on the past in CGC and our experiences, and like I just want to make sure that people know that, you know, we definitely aren't haters and that we have good experiences. We want to share that too. So I'm glad that everything worked out because it was a rough start. But I mean, I don't know if it's a signature that like I really, really wanted. Like now looking back at it, I wish maybe I would have done it for like some of my Stan Lee books. But
yeah,
moving forward, I don't know if
you don't have any Stan Lee signatures.
Oh, I do, but they're not CGC'd.
So you can send them in now to get CGC'd, right?
So you can go through CBCS and they have for an extra bit of money, they'll do signature verification. So they run it through like FBI software to make sure it's his signature. And like I have Spiderman 121 signed by him, and I have Spiderman 700 signed by him as well.
Yeah, if I had a Stan Lee signed book, that seems like a good one to do.
I don't know. I've just never been into CGCing anything in my life until I was like, it's the final issue of Walking Dead. I might as well just do it.
That's cool.
I was gonna keep it on my face, so hoping none of you guys would notice.
I didn't for a second. When I looked down, I looked back up. I was like, "Oh, clever."
For the last 4 minutes, I've just been doing this.
See, here's my there's my Stan Lee signed 121.
That's it.
Dude, that's beautiful.
That's
I bought a Stan Lee pop that I had every intention of getting him to sign whenever I had the opportunity, and
he croaked.
Unfortunately passed away. Yeah.
Then he croaked.
But I'm just like you, dude. Like I don't have any intention on selling any of my collection or anything. It's just for me. Like a lot of the pops I have are like some of them aren't worth any money, but I bought them because I like that character.
Yeah.
You know,
and that was good enough for you.
Right. Like I have a ton of Wolverines. I buy the Deadpool X-Force ones and Venoms and things like that because I like the characters, but there's some out there that people are getting just for the simple sake that they're worth money, and I'm not into it.
I've got a pop that I bought at a convention that I lucked into that now it's worth money.
Which one is it?
It's a Stan Lee Kamikaze exclusive Peter Parker bobblehead pop without his mask on. So he's in the He's in the Spiderman outfit, but he doesn't have a mask on.
That's pretty cool.
It's like
I just bought one.
It's like $100 to $200 pop. So
that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, see, and something like that, like I would like to have stuff like that because that's what I'm into. Like, let me see here. Don't look at my ass.
Oh, Corbin's looking. He zoomed in.
Last night. It's Peter Parker in the Norwegian jersey.
That's pretty
from
cool.
the movie.
You're gonna end up on Pornhub now.
You need to stop, man. You need to stop.
Under community submissions, Lance's ass.
You need to stop.
It's the verification video.
Grown
couch
man
cruncher
shows
right here.
ass on live stream. So it's gonna
I got your couch cruncher right here. Oh man, you guys are goodness.
But yeah, dude, like I bought him not because he's worth anything. It's just I like Spider-Man. So
and that's cool.
That is cool. But what about
I had a Batman Forever one.
Ooh,
that one's cool. The one in the black box.
Yep. I don't know. I have a Batman Forever and a Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns one because, of course, I would.
You're gonna try to get him signed.
I might. I'm thinking about. I mean, if going to Tucson, like my main thing to get signed is Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
By Mark Waid.
there you go, talking about that stuff again, Corbin. I think you got a problem.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that emphasis you put on the word "come." I think you got a problem.
Oh my gosh! Come on, dog! Come on,
dude. Like as soon as he said it, like
I'm not.
Matt and I are just in the gutter, I guess.
You just stay down there, man. No, I just want to get it signed.
I want to get my Batman Kingdom Come signed.
No, but I mean, this is my reader copy, but I'm absolutely in love with Kingdom Come. That's my thing. So I want to get that signed by him and Justice League Tower of Babel.
There you go.
So do you have? Are you excited to watch the WB thing they're doing with Brandon Routh?
Yes. Oh, the crossover, the Christ on Infinite Earths. Yes, I am.
That's the version he's playing, right?
CW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the Superman that he's playing is the Superman from Kingdom Come, which is exciting on a number of levels. One, because that costume is just badass. With the red S on the black backdrop, really sick. But you're actually bringing in a guy who played Superman to have that veteran weathered experience. It's a number of levels. I'm very excited for that. I mean, it all starts with Batwoman for me, which I'm oddly intrigued by just because apparently they're going to have Hush and other villains from Batman's Rogues Gallery. And I'm intrigued to see how they tie that into this series. But yeah, Kingdom Come. I mean, not Kingdom Come. I can't get my head out of that. Christ on Infinite Earths is something I'm really excited about for sure.
I am not excited about the Batwoman show whatsoever.
What? I get it. I'm messing with you, but I
WB lost my interest about 3 seasons ago with these. I don't know, dude. Like,
I just like that it's Batman adjacent. Like, yeah, it's not Batman, but they were using Green Arrow as the Batman adjacent character, and it just didn't work for me on a number of levels, especially if people read the comics and knew Green Arrow's personality and everything. So now using Batwoman, who's closer to that, you can definitely rip off some of Batman's Rogues Gallery. I'm not excited for the first couple of episodes where they said the backstory and the initial rescue attempt and everything that I'm sure is going to come. But when they start introducing villains from Batman's Rogues Gallery, then they'll have me in. I just want to see how they use it. And I think it'll fit into the universe so much better having a Deathstroke fight Batwoman than you had a Deathstroke fight Green Arrow.
And now you're having a Deathstroke fight the Titans in the CWT and the DC universe Titans show.
They're just
you said what?
Yeah, he's in Titans.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah.
It's just CW is just consistently. Like the first season will probably be good, and then it'll just go downhill. Like as soon as Oliver Queen got off the island, that show took a shit.
So the very first season?
Yeah, the very first season.
No. For the first 2 seasons, I think it was showing the flashbacks of him on the island.
They showed that all the way, like the entire series almost. Up until
but there was a point where he was in Russia. There was a point where like The Russia one I didn't really care for. And then he finally goes back to the island to get Deathstroke out of there or something like that. And they were showing stuff then, but by that point they had already lost me.
I still think Flash is the best stuff on. Flash and Riverdale are the only two shows I really dig on CW.
I'm all about Supernatural.
Yeah, I'm glad that show's ending.
Kyle and I are kindred spirits on that.
Yeah, I hear you guys are a lot alike.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, we drive similar cars. We like Supernatural.
Yeah, I get you guys confused all the time. Like, I'm like, hey, Lance, and he's like, what do you mean I'm Kyle? I can't keep you guys straight. Like, for a minute here, I thought Kyle was on the podcast with me, and then I was like, oh, wait, Lance Couch Crunchers, that's not Kyle. I just get you guys just get me all confused.
I'm wearing the same shirt that Kyle usually wears.
I know. I like how Corbin comes on our show and he at least reps our show with our shirt. Kyle wears everyone else's shirt.
I rep your guys'
No, you did. I'm not giving you shit. I'm talking about Kyle. Kyle comes on our show and he's wearing Bogcast shirts or Tales from the Flip Side or Couch Crunchers or whatever shirt he's given that week. We should start
Comic Playground.
Yeah, he's starting a weekly drinking game. We should just have Kyle's shirt of the week where he wears a different podcast shirt every week. Like,
wait a minute.
I think we should add that to the drinking game.
Yeah.
I thought the drinking game was a secret.
Not anymore. He released it last week.
I've known about it for like 2 months.
That's cool.
Yeah, same. I think Matt salty that he was left out in the cold with the buttered buns.
I like that I didn't know. I thought it was awesome.
That was the whole point, was let's see how long we can do this before Matt finds out.
Yep.
I caught on that something was up week 1 when people are typing rough and dog in the chat and shit, but
I mean, yeah. It's like when people want to eat your food.
Yep.
It's like right there.
That's right.
Yeah. No, Kyle's good.
Come on, give me something, man. Give me something.
That was good.
Thank you.
Better not touch my fucking bread.
I
I already got enough people liking my bread, so get out of here.
Oh, okay.
I gotta cut enough creepy anime weebs trying to eat my bread.
The list of people trying to butter your buns is long and strong, isn't it?
Yep. Because they're luscious.
They're
like King Hawaiian rolls.
Just spread them wide open and slather some jelly on them.
Because if you ever had a King Hawaiian roll, you just can't eat one.
No. I put one in each cheek.
Yikes.
Oh. That came out wrong.
Yes, it
did. This whole conversation is wrong.
That's why I looked down, because I was like, I've given Corbin enough shit.
You make it so easy when you do it to yourself, Corbin.
Because I'm not very good at this. I try, but I'm not very good. Oh, that was not fun. Yeah, that was bad. I used to fall for the salt shaker joke in high school. And guess who played the joke on me? My principal. So I think that should tell you how bad I am at this type of thing.
For real?
She relentlessly would do it all over. So, Corbin, what if it was at a different angle? Corbin, what if it was stuck? How would you do it? And then she'd be laughing and be like, what is wrong? I'd say, oh, nothing, Corbin. I just like the way your mind works. And it wasn't until like just before senior year that she was like, dude, I've been screwing with you for like 2 years. And I was too dumb to look it up or ask a friend. Or what did she also do? This is the assistant principal. If your Uncle Jack was on a horse, would you help your Uncle Jack off the horse?
Oh, my God.
I was like, of course I would. He's my uncle. I do a lot for him because he's family. And I would break all these different scenarios down. And she's like, but you'd help Jack off the horse? I'm like, yes, I would help Uncle Jack off the horse because that makes sense to me.
I'm sure you would.
Help Uncle Jack. But and she... it took me a while to understand that one for
learning so
longer than it should have.
So many inappropriate things about you, Corbin.
Michael Stout. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, I understand, man. Listen, it is what it is. I can't help it. I mean, I can help it. I can't help being tricked. I'm naive to this.
Until you learn that the horse is Corbin's nickname for his own fucking shit. So when he's talking
all right.
That's his Pornhub username.
Yeah, the horse.
I don't have a nickname for that.
So instead of charismatic Corbin, it's gullible Corbin.
Yeah. It's the black.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I gotta take it. I guess it is what it is.
You don't have to take it.
I do what I can.
You can tell me to fuck off, dude. It's all good.
No, I would never.
I'm sure
Oh,
that's
man.
not the first time you've heard, yeah, Corbin, take it. I love that. All right. Well, that's a good way to end the show, because I've been relentless to Corbin tonight.
It's been a long night. Absolute roast here on the Absolute Geek.
Yeah.
Absolute roast. Man.
Be on the lookout for our new Absolute Geek shirt, Corbin Search History shirt. That'll be coming soon. Corbin Plays the Hit shirt coming soon.
Dude, I'm gonna design something, dude.
Oh no! Oh, the wrong.
Get in my head.
Oh
It's
no!
gonna be a manila folder that says classified, and it's gonna have Absolute Geek, and in the little corner it's gonna say Corbin's search history.
Lord,
Gonna be a shirt.
No, dude, it should be him in a bed with a little bottle of Jergens there and a box of tissues and a laptop in front of him with like his cartoon, like the cartoon head you guys have on Couch Crunchers, his cartoon head above the sheets, and on the above his head it says, "I only play the hits. I only stream the hits."
I only stream the hits.
All right, well, that'll do it for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast. Guys, I want to thank Lance from Couch Crunchers and Corbin for filling in for Brian and Kyle. You guys did a fantastic job as always. Check out Couch Crunchers on Saturdays, guys, on YouTube, 7 p.m. every other Saturday. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday. I'll be on that show eventually, sometimes. When one time I'm not sick, and the next time my invite gets revoked hours beforehand, just because I said that, you know, I'm gonna make their show entertaining if I come on, you know.
Coming on for Joker, right?
I get my invite revoked. I am coming on for Joker. Yes.
Are you guys planning on seeing that Brad Pitt Interstellar sequel?
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Son of a bitch. I wanted to get your thoughts on them turning Once Upon a Time in Hollywood into a TV show.
Oh, but it's the same movie, right? They're just because he had like 4.5 hours of footage, but had to cut it down to 3 hours.
Yeah,
so now they're
and
just
turning into a miniseries. And Brad Pitt
I
says
like
he thinks the miniseries will be more popular than the movie.
I loved that movie, but I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. But it was long. It was very long. But yeah, I'm all for it. I don't know how I feel that now I have to watch it when I know about 70% of what happens.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of a draw that's going to be for me, but I don't know. It's a good idea.
I just want him to make movies off of movies based on movies in that movie. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But all right, yeah, I'll definitely be on the lookout for me on Couch Crunchers sometimes whenever they do the Joker. You can always catch me in the chat. I'm disrupting their show from their chat every Saturday night. So
just poop and pee jokes, dude. It's kind of childish, man.
Dick and fart jokes that just kind of derails their entire show.
It's like Adam Sandler's in our chat.
Yeah. But guys, make sure to check out Couch Crunchers. Definitely make sure to check out Couch Crunchers. Check out Corbin on whatever he's doing now. You might as well just check him out here every week because he's just gonna keep coming back. So, until he finally roasts me, and then he can like walk away and like retire his jersey.
I will hang up immediately after I roast. I got you. Disconnect.
When he gets that one burn, he's gonna walk away like Jordan and retire that 23. Yeah.
Oh man.
So then play baseball.
Yeah, guys, remember we have our. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us in the chat tonight. It was a good time as always. I felt like this was a very informative show, and we got a lot of deep discussion going on this week. Remember to get that likes up, 50 likes. We're gonna give away a print, the Spiderman Venomized print. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Get us up to 200 subscribers. We'll give away that slabbed book, 9.8. It'll look very much like the Walking Dead one I showed earlier, except it'll be a Alex Ross sketch variant, so that's really, really cool. But yeah, if this is your first time checking us out on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening to us on Monday on any of your podcasting platform, make sure to leave a review. Let's go a long way and help us out in the podcast standings. Again, check out Couch Crunchers on all podcasting platforms. Check out Corbin on his upcoming podcast, My Search History Diaries.
Oh man, you were on it today.
Yeah.
The late night podcast.
That's right. And remember, guys, for everyone, like I posted on the Facebook today, immediately following this show, if any of you guys are interested in taking a little bit of time and playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta on PS4, if you pre-order it and you've got the beta, hit me up on the Absolute Geek Facebook page and I'll invite you and we can play a little bit of Call of Duty together. But otherwise, I want to thank for everyone hanging out. And for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I am Matt.
I'm Corbin.
And I am Lance.
And we will see you guys. You're Lanced?
Lance.
You were Lanced?
I'm Lance, silly.
And we'll
Howdy, y'all. I'm Lance.
we'll see you guys next time.
Was he dancing again? Are we still live?
I don't know.
Seriously, I want that clipped.
Ay, ay.
Corbin, I got a